Good evening, my dear student. Right now, I am going to start the session for basic understanding and solution on chapter 11, Nature's Treasure, from class 6, Science Curiosity. This is part 2 video. Okay, before this, there is one video, part 1 on this chapter. So, I'm urging you to watch this part 1 video and then come back to this video. Okay. So those who had already watched this part one video, they will be able to understand very easily. Okay. So let us start the part two without any delay. Okay. So in the last session, part one, I had completed up to the nature's treasures, air and water. Now I am discussing about the energy from the sun. You know, the sun is the main source of energy. In this world, what we are getting, everything is we are getting from sun. Okay. So how sun is the main source of energy? Let us discuss this in these topics. On a sunny day, Bhumi and Surya are being helping Aji, Dadiko, dry chilies in the sun. Aji says we use the heat from the sun to dry it. Okay, we can use dried chilies when fresh ones are not available. So sun is helping us to dry the green chilies for and keep it for the future uses. Okay, I will give you some to take home. Do you know that sun is the main source of energy? So here you can mark it. This line. Sun is the main source of dash energy. Okay, we use heat. We use heat and light from the sun. You know it very well for various purposes. Okay, in different activities in day-to-day life, in industries, in school, in offices, in home, in kitchen, in everywhere it is used. In kitchen, how do we use sun? We use solar cooker, solar light. So everything is coming from sun. Okay. Now you see, we'll go into details right now. Here you see a picture. Plants make food. You know, from sun, plants make food by photosynthesis. You must have known this. So this is the sun. By sun ray in the sunlight, using sunlight, plants produces food, and that foods we the living beings, human beings, animals, all take this as a food. Okay, so it helps us in our nutrition, and also we use our drying our clothes by the sunlight. Okay, ये पे कुछ ब्लैंक दिया कि और क्या क्या काम हम करते हैं उससे. ठीक है, अभी हम डिस्कस करेंगे वन बाय वन. सो यू सी where there is an example, cow grazing the grass. They talk about the sun being the main source of energy. Cow grazing on the grass. वो जो grass है वो grass भी तो डेवलप होता है, ग्रोथ होता है because of sunlight. Okay, now let's go to the next topics. Here you see, according to us or you, whose statement is correct and why. यहाँ पे बहुत सा statement दिया है. एक ने बोला no, I think this cow is getting energy from the sun. The cow is eating grass. Grass leaves need sunlight to grow. So the main source of energy is the sun. This way the cow gets energy from the sun. So this is right. You might have asked the questions. The eating of grass. Cow eats grass. So where is sun? Right? So how can sun helps the cow to eat grass? You know, the grass is growing because of sunlight. So finally the main source of energy is cow, right? The cow is standing in the sun, but it doesn't mean that it is getting energy from the sun. Is it true? No. If sun stands in the sunlight, it is getting helps in so many things. It is getting dried its body. It is getting energy from sunlight directly by skins. Looks at this cow. It is grazing the grass and getting energy from it. Okay, every statement is correct here. Okay. Only this statement. The cow is standing in the sun, but it does not mean that it is getting energy from the sun. This statement थोड़ा wrong है. बाकी all are correct. Okay. So now let us go to the next topic, my dear students. It is very easy. Science, science is a matter of understanding. Without understanding, you cannot learn the science. The sunlight helps. क्या क्या यहाँ पे जो highlighted है, you can learn this and understand this. In many, sunlight helps plant. Sunlight helps plant prepare food. The sun also provides all living beings on the earth with heat and light. It is their main source of energy. In many households in India, water is offered to the sun early in the morning as an expression of gratitude to the sun. They offer worship to the sun. They think that sun is the god. As a god, they worship the sun. Okay, because it is the almighty, powerful. Have you seen solar panel on the rooftop? Yes. You see, this is the solar panel. This is the solar panel in the road also, in the rooftop. So it helps us to convert the solar energy into electricity. Okay. So without solar, it is not possible. On the top of the street lights or on the traffic signals, the solar panels capture the sun's energy and produces electrical energy. Energy from the sun can also be directly used for cooking in a solar cooker. In the previous page, I had told you that in the kitchen we use solar cooker for heating water, for cooking food. Okay, so all these sorry, all this we are getting from sun. So sun is the main source of energy. Okay, so let's go to the next topics. Now यहाँ पे कुछ questions है. What will happen if the sun is not visible for a few days? We may have to depend on artificial lighting during any time also. So I'm giving you the answer of this question. All the answers are ready here. See, this is the answer. With no sunlight, photosynthesis would stop for plants, but that would only kill some of the plants. There are some larger trees that can survive for decades without it. There will be no natural light and heat, hence stopping many natural phenomena like evaporation, transportation, condensation, etc. सन अगर नहीं रहेगा तो ये प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. एंड फॉर ए लॉन्ग टाइम विद द पीपल एंड ह्यूमन बींग्स would not be able to survive for a long time. Okay, so let us go to the main topics again. One cannot imagine life on the earth without sun. ठीक है, so ये जो पॉइंट है ये आप नोट कर लो, मार्क कर लो पेंसिल से इन योर बुक, बिकॉज ये आ सकता है एज ए फिल इन द गैप. बोलेगा वन कैनॉट इमेजिन लाइफ ऑन द अर्थ विदाउट द डैश. Okay, so the sun is the main source of energy on the earth. Plants get energy from the sun and produce food. देखो how क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, how is the sun main source of energy? Explain it. Okay, explain. So यहाँ पे आप आंसर है, देखो plant get energy from the sun and produce food. Animal eat plants and grow. We get food from the both plants and animals. This cycle on the earth is possible due to sun. Okay, so We all are dependent on the sun as the main source of energy. ठीक है? This is the answer of this question. ठीक है? Now, so far we have studied the energy source, that is the treasure of nature. First of all, we studied air, then water, then sun, then now we are going to learn about the forest. Okay, how forest is also a treasures of nature, how it helps us. So what happened one morning, Aji and Bhumi and Surya went for a walk in the forest. They find a variety of herbs, shrubs and trees in the forest. अजी एक्सप्लेन, मतलब उनका दादी इसको एक्सप्लेन किया है कि फॉरेस्ट आर लार्ज एरियाज with dense growth and various type of plants. Okay, so you can mark it. What is forest? Forest means forest are large areas with dense growth of various types of plants. On the way, they collect some क्या नेल्लिकाई, कन्नाडा टर्म्स, कन्नाडा इंडियंस गुजबेरी बोलते हैं इसको, नेल्लिकी. तो बोलते थे इंडियंस गुजबेरी को क्या बोलते हैं? निल नेल्लिकाई. ठीक है. We have a tradition in the village not to pluck fruits from the trees. They are left for the animals and birds eat. अच्छा. So you see यहाँ पे एक फॉरेस्ट एरिया दिखाया, उसमें देखो बहुत सारा एनिमल्स, डियर, मंगोज, squirrel, and some fruits are on the ground. Okay, so these children are looking on these fruits and try to pick it up. Okay, बहुत बढ़िया, very good forest है. It helps us to provide oxygen. It is the main reason for happening the rain, keeping the earth cold, and you can say also warm. That is a quiet environment to keep it a good environment for human beings and the other animals. If plants would have not been there, then it will not be possible to survive for a long time for human beings and also other animals. Okay, now forests are a natural home for many very important topics here. Forests are natural home for many wild animals, including birds and insects. Forests provide food and shelters to them. In nature, every animal depends on other life for survival. The diversity of life forms ensure food for every living beings. देखो ना, ग्रास को खाता है ग्रासहॉपर, ग्रासहॉपर को खाता है फ्रॉग, फ्रॉग्स को खाता है स्नैक, and like this food chains are going on, है ना? One is dependent on the other. So diversity of foods for diversity of animals. Mainly due to human activities like large scale cutting. अब देखो ये जो फॉरेस्ट है ना, ये डिस्ट्रॉय हो रहा है, डिफोरेस्टेशन. Why? Because human beings are cutting the trees for their uses. It takes many years to grow new forest or restore the lost forest. Therefore, we must prepare, we must preserve, मतलब इसको संरक्षण करना. Use forest responsibility so that we get enough time for regenerate. We should plant more trees. For this, the government has taken the initiative. One Mahotsav is a week-long event. 1 week चलता है, celebrated across the country during the month of July. ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, in which month Van Mahotsav is celebrated for 7 days? July month. How long? 7 days. It is the forest festival during which new plants and trees are planted. And awareness, क्या होता है वन महोत्सव में? New plants and trees are planted. Okay, it is about respecting forest and raised. Forest is raised. The aim of the event to increase the green cover. Okay, here you see what are the consequence of the cutting a large forest area. Make a presentation or do a role play or write a story on the poem and show that could be happen in the. Okay, so these are the main topics from where the question may come. So I have explained you. Let us go to the next topics. Okay, here you see a picture. It is related to Chipko movement. It is mentioned over here. See, the women are standing, holding their hands around a tree, so that the the people who has come for cutting these trees cannot cut this. There is an incident from ancient time. India had a tradition of respecting, protecting, and preserving the forest. You have already learned about the scared growth of the chapter diversity in the living world. Many efforts have been made by the common people to prevent the cutting of trees and thus saving forest. One such effort, famous Chipko movement, very important. It started in the year early 1970s in Uttarakhand. So ये चिपको movement कहाँ पे होता है? उत्तराखंड में. Previously part of Uttar Pradesh. Local women actively participated in this movement. They encircled and hugged the forest trees to protect them from the being felled. Okay, so let us go to the next step. What is this? During their walk in the forest, भूमि and और भी कुछ देखा है. The roots of the plant hold on the soil. अब देखो प्लांट्स क्या करते हैं, फॉरेस्ट क्या करते हैं, सॉइल को भी प्रोटेक्शन करता है. फॉरेस्ट हेल्प्स to protect the soil. How? Because their roots move downwards and prevent it from being washed away. The leaves that falls from the trees decay and enrich the soil with nutrients. ये जो फर्स्ट का जो पत्ते नीचे गिरता है ना, वो भी डिके होने के बाद इसको न्यूट्रिएंट मिलता है. Soil is used by new plants and trees to grow. This is an example of the recycling in nature. ठीक है. Now we'll go to the next. Here you see how the plant helps to make the land fertile. देखो, there is a plant and all leaves will fall on the ground and they will decay and they will give nutrients to the land, and hence we will be able to harvest or produce different kinds of vegetables for us. Okay, so that's the plants are, forests are helping us. Forest gives us fruits, forest gives us medicinal trees, so everything is important. So forest is also a treasure of nature, right? So here you see living creature exploring their characteristics, their plants to grow, the space between the soil is important. Now come to here. Caution, remember to wash your hands thoroughly after touching the soil collected from different places. Sometimes soil that has garbage carries germs that may be harmful to us. Okay. Achha. Now come to this point. देखो, location from which soil samples, ये तो activities है, no need. Now you see there is ploughing. Soil को plough कर रहा है, cultivator. There are many things in the soil such as sand, insect and worms. अब soil में क्या क्या रहता है, ठीक है? Soil में देखो sand रहता है, insects रहता है and worms रहते हैं. There may be many small organisms that we cannot see with our naked eyes. Plants and animals also become a part of the soil as they decompose and decay. The soil samples collected from different places may be different colors because they may contain different materials. Question: why the color of the soil differ from different place? Because in soil there is content, different material. Because you know all the living beings when die, their body decomposes on the ground. Okay, all the leaves, all the stem, everything which dies, they decays, the decayed in the decays by the bacteria and so it fertiles the land, and also the characteristic becomes different because the different kinds of material remains in the soil in different parts of the country in the world, so their color is also different. ठीक है? So soil formed by the soil कैसे form होता है? Soil formed by the disintegration means breaking part of the rocks by action of the sun, water and living organism over a long time, thousands of years. Sun and soil water रॉक्स को ब्रेक करता है, फिर ये डस्ट होके स्मॉलर पार्टिकल होके ये मिट्टी हो जाता है। ठीक है? सो सोयल बनता है रॉक से। ठीक है? सोयल बनता है रॉक से ब्रेकिंग होने के बाद सोयल डिसइंटीग्रेशन ब्रेकिंग। सो नाउ विल गो टू द अदर टॉपिक्स। You may plants, while some are good at making bricks for building. Forests have a variety of soils. Soil is a precious treasure that supplies biodiversity, that supports biodiversity. ये लाइन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसको भी मार्क करो आप लोग। ठीक है? Soil is a precious treasure that supports biodiversity. You may have seen rocks in your surroundings. Rocks are used in the construction of houses, buildings, temples, roofs, dams, and tabletops. Some rocks like slate are used for roofing, and laterite can be used as a building material. Like bricks, some of the important rocks are granite, sandstone, and marble. Human beings have been using rocks to make tools such as hand axes. Here you see the room shade. जब रूम बनाता है उसको जो छाद होता है ना, और बाउंड्री और ब्रिक्स वॉल फॉर मेकिंग एवरीथिंग, दिस सॉयल uses, you know, this is made from rocks. Tools in earlier days for cutting the things, hand axes, arrowheads made from the stone. Okay, mining of marble. What are rocks made up of? They are made up of very important rocks. कैसे made होते हैं? अब तो soil made होता है rock से। अब rock कैसे made होता है? The rocks, they are made up of minerals. Rocks made up of mineral. Very important minerals. ठीक है? Important metals होते हैं such as aluminum, gold, copper, and iron, and extracted from the minerals. Minerals are used in manufacturing of airplanes, cars, jewelries, cosmetics, etc. ठीक है? You know all this. So soil produce होता है rock से with the help of water and sun, and rock are made of minerals and important metals. ठीक है? So my dear students, hope you are enjoying. Okay, so you see, this is electrical and electronic equipment. For example, the basic mobile phones that we use contain about a dozen of minerals like gold, silver, and cobalt. क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि मोबाइल फोन किससे बनता है? मोबाइल फोन बनता है, मोबाइल फोन्स that we use contain about dozens of minerals like gold, silver, copper, and cobalt, etc. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे और एक चीज दिखाया गया, rocks play an important role. See, rocks play a vital role in our lives. It makes thousands to millions. Rocks का क्या बेनिफिट है? हमने वाटर का बेनिफिट पढ़ लिया, सॉइल का पढ़ लिया, एयर का पढ़ लिया, सन का पढ़ लिया, आप पढ़ेंगे रॉक्स रॉक्स का। रॉक्स प्ले vital role in our lives. It takes thousands to millions to years to form rocks. Therefore, it is important to conserve and use them responsibly. Do you know? ये नहीं चाहिए। देखो, अब आता है fuel. फ्यूल का क्या? फॉसिल फ्यूल। ओके, व्हाट इज फॉसिल फ्यूल? फ्यूल का इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है और क्या है ये? देखो, यहाँ पे फ्यूल स्टेशन है, आप देखते हो ना, पेट्रोल स्टेशन में, डीजल स्टेशन में, ये गाड़ी कार सब डीजल भरने के जाता है, गाड़ी चलाने के लिए डीजल चाहिए, पेट्रोल चाहिए। सो ये सब होते हैं फॉसिल फ्यूल, पेट्रोल, डीजल, ठीक है, केरोसिन। सूर्य, व्हाई डू डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ व्हीकल्स गो फॉर डिफरेंट फाइनल filling stations? Their reason is they are use different types of fuels. For example, petrol and diesel, right? So petrol and diesels are the fossil fuel. So why it is fossil? Because they are made up of uh, the dead parts of the living beings, which uh, it takes lots of thousands of years to make this, okay, by naturally. So you see, what is fossil fuel? Petrol and diesels are of the two most widely used fuel for vehicles. You know it. So I am making a note on this. Okay, you just make a note. Petrol and diesel and kerosene are obtained from petroleum. Okay. Petroleum along with natural gas and coal are commonly called fossil fuel. क्या है fossil fuel? Petroleum and other natural gas. They are formed. अब कैसे बनता है वो? Very very important. They are formed essentially from the remains of microorganisms and plants that got buried deep inside the earth and were converted to petroleum natural gas and coal. ठीक है, बड़े बड़े पेड़ जो मिट्टी के नीचे चला जाता है, फिर ये डीके होके ये ऑयल बनता है, कूल बनता है, दिस कॉल्ड फॉसिल फ्यूल. इट टेक्स मिलियंस ऑफ इयर्स फॉर दिस फ्यूल्स टू फॉर्म. Natural gas is used for cooking and generating electricity. Nowadays, it is also used to in the form of compressed natural gas, CNG. Full form of CNG, compressed natural gas, as a fuel for vehicles. You know that it is a cleaner fuel than petrol or diesel. CNG जो है ना, पेट्रोल और डीजल से भी बेहतरीन है. ये एनवायरनमेंट को पोल्यूट नहीं करता है, ठीक है. कोल इज मेनली यूज्ड फॉर प्रोडक्शन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. इट इज फाउंड इन सेवरल पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया, ठीक है. So this is the main topics I have discussed with you. This page is very important for you. Okay, fossil fuel. Now, earlier coal wood and dung cakes were used for fuel as a cooking. Nowadays, less polluting natural gas and liquefied petroleum gas (LPG). So you may ask the full form of LPG and CNG. Okay, CNG means compressed natural gas. LPG means liquefied petroleum gas. Liquefied petroleum gas. Okay, this is called domestic fuels. You see coal, petrol in the petrol pump, and in the natural gas carrier. So fossil fuels are found in limited quantities. Hence, we will so run out of fossil fuel if we continue to use them in the manner that we currently do. अगर fossil fuel बनने में millions of years लगता है, but we are using because the population has been growing. So there will be one day come, we'll face that there will be no petrol and diesel available. So these are non-renewable energy. The source of energy which get finished up after a few days or after a long time, and it takes lots of time to regenerate. So these are called non-renewable energy. इसको renew करना इतना आसान नहीं है. And renewable energy is which is available, which can be renewed. जैसे कि solar energy from sun, it is renewable energy. ठीक है, solar panel, because sun will never finished. So fossil fuels are found in limited quantities. I've already told you. So over dependence on the fossil fuel for transportation and domestic fuels has resulted in large-scale air pollution also. Now, natural sources, renewable and non-renewable energy. Okay, I've already told you the definition. Here it is written in the resources which we get from nature. The resources which we get the resources which we get from nature are called natural resources. We also use natural resources to make many useful things for our convenience. For example, electric bulbs, furniture, solar panels, etc. Human beings are called human made source. जो human being बनाता है उसको बोलते हैं artificial और human made source. ठीक है. So you see, various natural resources are air, water. ये भी important है बोले. Give the example of natural resources. So the example of natural resources are air, water, etc. Sun, forests, soil, rocks, minerals, and fossil fuel. These are natural resources. Okay. The natural resources are divided into two types: renewable and non-renewable. Okay, renewable and non-renewable. I've already explained what is non-renewable and renewable. Still, the definition is there in the books, so you can learn it for exam point of view. ठीक है, ये तो given है, आप लोग पढ़ लो खुद. ठीक है. रिसोर्सेस यूज. अब हम क्या यूज करते हैं देखो. इन ए टाइम देर अम्मा माता जी सब नहीं है. They notice change in the color of the skyline and the smell of the air once they reach city. तो सिटी में स्काई का कलर एक है और विलेज में एक है. There are very few trees. The air does not smell as good as air at Ajis place. They can smell smoke from the vehicles. The air is polluted. ठीक है ना. So if you use diesel and petrol in the car, they will leave obnoxious smells and exhaust this carbon monoxide, and it helps pollution. Okay, so we should use alternative to prevent the pollution. Now make a list of activities. ये तो नहीं जो चाहिए नहीं है. So yeah, this chapter is almost finished. I am again asking you in every video that the summary is very important, so you should go through the summary of this chapter, because in your exam so many questions will ask from this summary, and also fill in the gaps will come. Okay, so this is self-explanatory. I've already explained, so I'm not going through all this summary. You just go through it yourself. Okay, now these are the questions. So questions and answers I will explain in the part 3 videos. Otherwise, it will be longer. So please remain with me. And also, in this video, I am thanking you for being with me for a long time. Also, I'll see you in the next video where I will show you all the answers of this question in the textbook. So hope you enjoyed this video and understand the topics very well. So for today, bye bye. I'll see you again in the new videos. Thank you.